Guys, DC Swamp Thing is moving forward, and James Mangold is now doing Swamp Thing, which that was announced a while ago, but now he's officially came forward and saying he's calling it a gothic horror film envisioned as a standalone. What, GR?
I said another picture of my ex-wife.
Oh, that is your ex-wife. Round of applause for GR's ex-wife. She's looking sexy tonight, guys. Looking sexy, frothy, and foamy. But we're calling this a standalone film. Now, the DCU is supposed to be all connected, right? Supposed to be all connected, but not anymore, apparently, because James Mangold, same as Star Wars, he said, I want to do my own thing that's separate from all that. These characters will stand alone. Now, Swamp Thing, he is the kind of character that got sucked into the swamp and became... Again, he kind of dies or he gets resurrected as this crazy kind of creature. And it sounds like they're going to do the same thing they're doing as they're doing for Clayface, where it's like a kind of standalone horror kind of film about a creature kind of downfall of a person. I'm really excited about this. I do love the idea of Swamp Thing. I like that. I'm probably, people might hate me on this, but like the DCU show that came forward on the DCU network, Swamp Thing, I liked a lot. I fucking loved it. And then they came to CW now, and people are like, oh, it's out there. That was a good show. Wish we got more. This by itself, I love Mangold. He made Logan, guys. I love Logan. I think he can do great by this franchise and this project. He wants to be separate, though. Does that work with James Gunn, what he's doing? That's the question. Swamp Thing, everybody, is coming. And I'm not talking about your 1980s Swamp Thing like this. Yeah! I fucking love that. I love that original Swamp Thing right there. You're bringing back that 80s hair. GR watched this shit back in the day. I watched it too. Right? That Swamp Thing was my favorite too. But you know what? It's fun. It's fun, guys. And Swamp Thing is amazing. And I'm wondering what people are thinking about Swamp Thing coming back in its new form. He's a DC character, and he is. I'm gonna go to Jordan faster because I know Jordan loves Swamp Thing as much as I do. So Jordan, I'm gonna go to you fast. What do you think about Swamp Thing coming forward, Jordan? Jordan, it's coming back again in its own form, new form on.
Well, it's weird. He said it's gonna be a horror film. I thought the original show, the show you and me loved, that got canceled before it even aired. I thought that was a good horror kind of aspect to it. And I didn't give it a shot at first because I'm like, so they canceled the Swamp Thing show before it even aired episode 1. And I'm like, why am I going to bother with this? They already canceled it. But I gave it a shot, and I'm like, this is really good. And is it standalone? Standalone is so... Yeah, it could be a standalone movie, but it doesn't mean Swamp Thing can't show up somewhere else. I mean, you can't do it. So if they ever get to, and I'm sure they will because Gunn would love to do this, if they ever get to Justice League Dark with all the creepy magical creatures and the monsters, you gotta have the guy in touch with the green. I mean, what?
GR hates that.
Sorry. Yeah.
What?
I like it as a standalone because he's not a superhero. I hate
what?
I don't want one of those anti-hero bullshit movies.
Still a hero.
Themes.
He's always been a hero. He's not a bad guy.
I didn't say he was a bad guy. He just wasn't a hero in the classic sense.
No, but that's what Justice League Dark is, and that's why you bring in Constantine and Zatanna.
Well, you got to remember, I'm a little bit older than you, Jordan, and I think of it in the old school. And there wasn't a Justice League Dark. There was. I mean, I'm sorry. I want to see it as a standalone.
I don't think it will be.
I hope it's as good as I think it could be.
I think it'll be good, and I actually think this is a way. I'm sorry.
I remember that scene.
This is a way. This is what I'm calling right now. You make this movie. Post-credit scene, you bring back Matt
Ryan. That's a horny Swamp Thing in that film.
Oh, shit, GR. GR's getting horny.
Okay.
No,
watch out. It's a Friday. It's a Friday, ladies. Jordan, take it away.
Oh, I'm just saying. You make a post-credit scene. You bring back Matt Ryan. the perfect John Constantine. You bring him back from the cartoons, the CW. Ever since he had his own Constantine show, they make him Constantine and everything. You bring him in at the end of the movie.
But Jordan, being a standalone is tough. It's tough.
I was watching Swamp Thing before you two were born. Okay, it's a little bit different.
You watched Swamp Thing? Did you read the comics? He's still involved with the rest of the DC universe.
I was reading the comics.
Ladies do like him
in the 60s.
I gotta tell you, David Banner. The ladies love the green guys out there. That's all I'm saying, David Banner. They like the green guys.
Take care of the
Banner,
green.
you'll be fine, right, Angela?
Some of them, Brian.
Yeah,
some
I mean, some green guys. I don't know.
Angela, these guys are going to fight back and forth about 80s Swamp Thing, new Swamp Thing. Have you ever cared about Swamp Thing? I mean, this is again like a guy who's like a scientist, right? And he becomes a swamp creature. James Mangold, we talked about James Mangold on Wednesday,
place
too.
I'd rather be lost than in a swamp.
Oh, right. And look at this guy, Angela. Can this actually put the butts in the seats?
I mean, I guess if it's good, if it's got some good like CG and sure. I mean, people are gonna go. It's like that one has a lot more. That guy has a lot more crap on him than the other one.
He's true, authentic.
Looks like
he's
authentic.
A friendly Swamp Thing, Angela. He's all excited about getting in there and saving the world from the swamp.
This is the new. It doesn't even look like a swamp thing. It looks like a snake thing, or like looking at his body.
Shit.
Is there weeds on there? Yeah, I can't do that. Like algae and. I mean, I get the
algae thing.
I get the like. Yeah, I mean, I get the, like
David Banner, right? It reminds me of you too, David Banner. I love you, man. I mean, but here's the thing. Here's the thing a bit fast, like because they're doing the Clayface. DCU's doing this thing. It's like Clayface, Swamp Thing. They're villains on their own. standalone movie, lower budget, like $50 million and below, something like that. Crazy kind of psychological horror kind of deal. They're calling this a gothic horror. I think that's cool. Spend less money. And do something like Creature Movie of the Week that we used to do back in the day, and make it be something different. I think that's interesting. You're spending not that much money, and you're making something psychological. I love that idea. I love it.
Yeah.
Ron, cool. Ron, how you feel about that, Ron? Let's pay it $50 million. If you probably didn't watch Swamp Thing, did you?
I didn't.
Yeah, we'll pool our money.
I was really hoping Ron'd be like, fuck yeah, I watched Swamp Thing on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. every night. I was tied in.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I did it on USA After Dark.
Up all night.
All night. USA up all night.
Up. I will say it one more time. I had no idea what that meant as a kid, but now I know. Up all night. Now I know. You're up all night, all right, guys. Because they're taking those Sheila G gummies. Ron, Swamp Thing. Ron. Can this do great, Ron, do you think, as its own, standing alone? The DCU has been doing its own thing, of course, but this is a character that's different because it's like a scientist. He's been changed into this, like about human life, figuring out who you are. Can this work as a standalone, as a horror movie?
See, I don't think it's campy enough. It's got to really be a campy thing to work as a horror movie. It's not a serious horror movie. I don't think it's campy enough to take a title like that it's going to do well. No.
It's like it could be like Scream though, Ron. Maybe it'd be like Scream.
No, nothing like Scream. No.
What if he's like Scream? He's like Scream Face. What's his name? I know what his name is. What's his name? Ghostface. He's killing people, doing his thing.
Well, okay. If you're going to change the whole direction of the movie, that could be interesting.
No, he's just, dude. Swamp Thing's stick is he's protecting the green, so like he's connected to all living plants.
I just don't think it's gonna. No, it's not.
So he's basically gonna take on some eco terrorists, is what he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's not interesting. No, not gonna.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's a flop.
Oh, GR will not be a flop. I don't think it'll be a flop.
Well,
I don't think it'll be a flop.
TV show didn't work.
TV show. I like the TV show, Jordan. I like the TV show.
Too. And it landed on a cliffhanger, which pissed me off.
Oh, maybe they'll resolve it. Maybe they'll resolve it.
No.
Ron, I'm gonna say something controversial right now. I think Ron would like Swamp Thing, the CW TV show. I think he'd like it. Yes, because it comes down to the connection. It's the connections, though, too. It's like about two people that are meant to be together, and a big disconnect in a way that's like pulling them apart. I think Ron. I think you actually like Ron. It doesn't feel like your normal like kind of world where it's a superhero thing. It never doesn't feel like that ever. It's really about like the downfall of a person and how they're in love with somebody else and how you come back together. It's really interesting to me. And the acting's good. It's different. It's more grounded.
How you describe
they
that
brought
is
in
very
some obscure
interesting.
characters. I really didn't think they'd bring in Jason Woodrue. I was shocked. And then they transformed into Floronic Man. I was shocked.
Yeah. See, Jordan's making this goofier now for you, Ron. He's not helping me. He's not helping me.
The way you bring that up, Brian, I mean, that sounds really interesting, but are other people going to know and or give it a chance to find that part of it?
That's the question, though. I mean, hopefully, because it really is Swamp Thing is like a downfall of a person and how they're just trying to get with the person they love.
I'll tell you what I really want. And I don't know if you guys...
Oh, my God.
Does he look like a marine biologist, or who is it?
Yeah,
Well,
he
he's
is
a
kind of
science-
like he's a chemist / he's a marine biologist, basically. Takes care of the plants and
he's trying to save his kid, right? That's why he's trying to save his kid.
Oh, my God. That on top of it? Jesus.
And then he gets wrapped in this biology and it messes him up and he ends up dying kind of in a lot of ways and then rebirthed by the swamp. And now he's trying to be the person he wants to be with, but he's not the same person and his body's not the same. And he's like kind of like his consciousness changes to a swamp creature. And he's trying to be himself, but people reject him. It's a crazy kind of idea.
Wow.
Jordan, right?
I still say if the movie works, you need to bring in John Constantine. Because I don't know if you guys seen the animated movies, but when him and John Constantine go back and forth in the animated movies because they basically hate each other, it's fucking hilarious and it's magic.
Yeah, right?
You need John Constantine.
I love John Constantine. Jordan. What do I say?
Well, that was a Keanu Reeves version.
Yeah, I know. GR, you gonna watch this? Come on, GR. I'm gonna give you one more, GR. One more time. One more time for you, GR.
I think he passed out.
Yep.
The thirsty daddy has had too much tonight.
No, the original that I read back in the 60s, I loved. This shit, I'll pass.
Oh.
He doesn't give nothing to a chance.
No, he doesn't.
Some new shit, I like, but not this.
There you go. See, Queen said they kill his family. It's a whole it's like a whole retribution thing. They kill him, they kill his family, and then he has to come back, and then he falls in love with somebody else. It's like a whole it's like a hero's journey thing. It's really kind of interesting.
It sounds like a rom-com.
It's not. It's definitely not a. It's definitely not a rom-com. It's not even close to that. I'm not gonna tell you right now. It's like a hero's journey, a downfall person trying to find their way back.
I want to watch the original Swamp Thing now. I think I liked Swamp Thing 2 more than 1. I can't remember.
I can't remember either of those. I remember the show.
Swamp Thing 2 to me.
They need to have a 1 or a 2 or a 3.
I think Swamp Thing 2 was more campy, and I liked that as a child more. I think it was pretty campy.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, Swamp Thing is moving forward, guys, and it's a standalone, which is also contradicting because James Gunn is like, everything's doing it, it's all in the same universe, but this is not.
So, but James Gunn also said all his movies are a standalone. He came out and said, "Oh yeah, it's all connected, but I want it to be a standalone."
You mean Mr. Blank?
Oh, GR's gonna hate on James Gunn always.
Yeah. So he said, basically he wants you to be able to watch the movie, and if that's the only movie you watch, you'll understand it. But it's still going to be connected to the DCU. You
think that's what this is then, Jordan? That's why they're saying this?
That's what this is. I think it's a standalone until they need Swamp Thing and something else.
Dude, they're never gonna need Swamp Thing or anything else. Swamp Thing is his own. Where?
Animated movies. They found a choice for Swamp Thing.
We don't want animated. We want live action. Fuck the anime. I mean, I loved Creature Commandos, but like, let's get live action. Let's go live action.
So there was an animated universe where they put all the DC characters after Flashpoint. Every movie was connected, and it led into this big bad, almost like Avengers Endgame scenario with Darkseid. That brought all the heroes and bad guys together.
In this one too,
and it was fucking amazing.
Well, I love to see that, man. I love Darkseid. I think they wanted to do more with them before.
Superman to depower Superman, so they infused him with liquid kryptonite and made the
Angela, you following this?
Chest like a tattoo, so he couldn't be powered up.
On a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give this a K9.
I like that. More on the bio, Queen. Nice.
I like
Jordan, I love that. I would love to see that too. And I think that even though Ron's going to sleep, I think that Ron would like that too.
I pulled a Jonathan.
Yes.
Oh boy.
For once, I actually agree with you. Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.